Welcome back to the kitchen table at the James B. Bean Distilling Company, and we are so excited to welcome our third artist to the music series, Walker Montgomery.
Here I am.
A little applause. Yes, I mean, welcome. Is this your first time out here, or have you been here before?
Surprisingly enough, it is my first time out here. I've passed by it a million times, but always, either on a bus or going to Nashville or whatever. Just hadn't had the time to stop in here, but it's awesome.
This is your chance.
It's a compound. It's ginormous.
Right?
Yeah.
It certainly is. And I know you made the drive up from Nashville just to sit down with us, so thank you for doing that.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you.
You grew up in, Nicholasville, Kentucky.
Yeah.
And are you seeing now, oh man, that's kind of shaping my music style or how I write?
Yeah, I'd say so. Being away from it, not only on the road, but just living in Nashville, I think the older you get, you definitely realize that, hey, that was home. But I've been able to realize that, and it's definitely not only in my music and my writing and stuff, but just in life. It really, it's a very comforting feeling whenever I go back there.
Yeah. Well, we have to acknowledge you're one of those Montgomerys.
Yeah, I'm one
right?
of them.
Your dad's John Michael Montgomery.
Yeah.
Your uncle's Eddie Montgomery. I guess walk us through what that was like growing up. And then I'm super interested in how you've just kind of been able to carve your own path.
Well, growing up with it, people ask me like, oh my God, what was it like to have a famous dad or whatever? And I'm like, for me, it was normal. But it was, looking back, definitely, there was some things that I can see. I'm like, okay, well, that was kind of cool. We got to meet some cool people and stuff. Luke Bryan, when Luke Bryan was rocking and rolling, just had come onto the scene. We got to meet him a couple times. Just kind of cool stuff like that, cool concerts, festivals and stuff that maybe not a lot of, say, like 13-year-olds get to go see.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was just normal for me. I didn't really think anything of it, and still don't. My parents and Eddie, my uncle, never pushed music on me.
Really?
And, I was able to do all these extracurricular things that made me find my way to music on my own. And I think that's very important to me being able to carve my own path. Really what happened was I was playing, basketball and everything, doing all these different things. And especially basketball, I kind of looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, you are not going to the NBA. And so I was like, well, I got to figure out something to do.
Got to do something else.
So I started picking up the guitar and everything. And now it didn't take long for me to kind of realize that, especially in high school, the girls really liked it, So we started just playing, little acoustic shows and stuff around Central Kentucky. And as soon as I got on that stage for my first show, I was like, all right, this is what I want to do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you even so much went down the path of, you enrolled at UK?
The family rule was, go to college, get your degree, and then I can move to Nashville, start pursuing music. And then, of all things, I played a little pregame concert for the University of Kentucky football. I think we were playing EKU. It was like a fan-voted thing, and I won it. A great man who worked for the radio station down there named Michael Jordan, of all things. I played the song called Simple Town that I'd written, and I'd never written a song before or anything. Wrote it in my dorm room. And he came up to me after the show, and he said, if you record that song, I'll put it on the radio and play it. So I'm like, well, college is going to have to, be on the back burner for a little bit. But that was kind of, why we didn't stick with college.
Yeah.
Because we just got this opportunity. We're like, well, we got to take advantage of it.
Doors open and you have to step through them.
Yeah.
Along the way, what advice have you been getting from people that you're like, oh my God, that's it. Oh, that's good.
The biggest advice that I got was probably from my dad, and it's basically, it's a very broad thing. It's like you're getting to do something really cool, and kind of look around and be like, well, all right, everything's not so bad. And use a lot of hand sanitizer. That's another thing. 'Cause you shake a hand, they have a cold, you get a cold. I'm lucky that I get to do something pretty special.
You mentioned you were in the studio, so there's new music on the way.
Yeah, there's new music on the way. We're gonna have a song out by April, come hell or high water.
Yeah.
That's not the title of the song, but it's been too long.
Oh, the music's coming hell or high water. I was like, that's catchy.
It's going to be over a year since I've released music, and we were just so focused on being on the road and everything like last year. We got 6 songs recorded right now, and we're going to be releasing them over the year.
What's been really cool about following you and like kind of getting to know like who you are, you have this podcast series, this YouTube thing, you've got stuff on Instagram, you like to fix up cars, right? Like I'm like, what does he not do? You know, I mean, let's talk about the cars.
Well,
You fixing up Rolls Royces in your spare time?
Well, I've got a buddy who got me into it, of all things, and his name's David Trapp. He's a great guy, really great guy. We found this old Rolls Royce in a field in South Carolina.
Oh, man.
And I was like, that is mine, and we're gonna fix it up. But so he's been teaching me everything I know about it. They're very complicated cars, to tell you what.
And then with the Whiskey Wednesdays that you do, that has to be fun for you to kind of put on a different hat.
I've got some great connections and just great people who I know that can come on the show, and I want it to be all about the things that I'm interested in, which whether it's horse racing or bourbon or cars or whatever it is, you know, there's going to be a lot of different topics discussed on it.
It's fun to kind of watch through it because you get to probably ask them questions that normally in real life you would never.
No, God, no.
Right? There's something about having the camera in front of you that you're like, I'm going to go ahead.
Yeah,
I'm going to like go for it.
We can cut it out, but we never do.
Any advice you'd give young people coming up in the music business? I feel like it's such a crowded field right now, and Kentucky's getting a lot of the spotlight kind of on Kentucky. I feel like, again, with the artists coming up. How do you encourage people to keep it up and keep doing what you love?
I don't know. I mean, it is definitely crowded. Even from the time that I went to Nashville, it's more crowded now. And that's because there's a lot of talented people out there that really want to make it in the industry. So, you know, you got to get in the writing room, you got to find your crew, and just kind of hone your craft. I know that's cheesy to say, but it's what you got to do. Then you can go full speed ahead with it.
Walker Montgomery, thank you so much for taking the time. Absolute pleasure.